Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're exploring the vast, incredibly fast paced, and honestly fascinating world of medical technology. It's a field that is quite literally redefining what it means to be human, how we heal and how we live longer, healthier lives. If you've ever had an x ray, worn a smartwatch that tracks your heart rate, or known someone whose life was saved by a ventilator, you've already witnessed this ecosystem in action. So let's unpack exactly how that ecosystem works, straight from our source material. To do that, we've got a really clear roadmap. We'll start by defining medical tech, map out the patient care journey, and then zoom out to look at the real-world impact. From there, we'll navigate some big industry challenges, and finally, take a sneak peek at the future of healthcare. All right, Section 1, Defining Medical Technology. When we hear those words, our minds often jump straight to science fiction, right? Surgical robots, AI brains, lasers. But the reality is deeply foundational to our everyday healthcare. At its core, medical technology is defined as the use of scientific knowledge, engineering, and technology to prevent, diagnose, monitor, and treat diseases, and ultimately to improve human health. And I really want to emphasize that this definition covers a massive spectrum. It includes those physical medical devices and diagnostic tools, sure, but it also heavily involves laboratory technology, intricate software systems, and advanced treatment methods. It's a crazy broad spectrum, spanning from the humble stethoscope around a doctor's neck to advanced gene editing happening right now in a sterile lab. This technology touches literally every single part of the human experience, from the moment we're born to the care we receive in our final days. It's really the ultimate marriage of human empathy and engineering precision. And what's truly ambitious about these core objectives is that the primary drivers aren't just about building cool gadgets. These are deeply human goals. We're talking about improving patient care, diagnosing diseases accurately so you get the right help, treating them effectively, and reducing medical errors, which is absolutely crucial for patient safety. But look at those last 2 points, increasing life expectancy and improving quality of life. This matters directly to you, to me, to our families. It's about giving us more time and making sure that time is spent feeling healthy and capable. Let's move to Section 2, the patient care journey, and see how this builds. We've established what the tech aims to do, so let's map out how a conceptual patient actually experiences these innovations from the minute they feel sick. A typical healthcare journey generally follows 3 critical phases, and tech steps in as a vital partner at every single one of them. Step 1 is diagnosis, figuring out what the condition actually is. Step 2 is treatment, the therapeutic intervention to fix or manage the problem. And Step 3 is monitoring, observing the patient's ongoing health to make sure they stay on the path to recovery. And this brilliantly illustrates how highly relatable everyday items map perfectly to these complex phases. For diagnosis, we rely on tech like X-rays, MRIs, and blood tests. For treatment, we use therapeutic tech like ventilators or laser surgery. For monitoring, it's things like blood pressure monitors or that little pulse oximeter they clip to your finger. And we even have a specific category for operations, relying on surgical tech like endoscopes and those incredible surgical robots. But we can't forget what happens out of sight. Behind this physical journey are the critical systems that quietly make modern hospitals run. Laboratory technology, like microscopes, blood analyzers, and PCR machines, are processing samples around the clock. And perhaps most importantly today, information technology. Electronic health records ensure your doctor actually knows your medical history, while telemedicine and mobile health apps are completely decentralizing where and how we access care. This perfect integration of physical devices and digital data brings us to Section 3, the real-world impact. Now we're going to shift from that micro-level patient journey we just discussed and look at the macro impact. How does this technology affect society at large? Well, these applications stretch far beyond traditional hospital walls. Yes, it's in hospitals, clinics, and emergency services, but life-saving medical tech is also fundamentally reshaping medical laboratories, rehabilitation centers, and research institutes. Most remarkably, though, it's extending directly into our own living rooms through home healthcare. We're becoming an increasingly monitored and therefore safer society. So the crucial point is understanding the balance here. Our source material makes it clear we have to impartially weigh the incredible life-saving benefits against the stark practical risks. On the plus side, the advantages are profound. Early disease detection, minimally invasive surgeries that drastically reduce pain and recovery time, remote telemedicine, and undeniably increased life expectancy. But the disadvantages? They are very real. These technologies come with astronomically high costs. There is always the risk of catastrophic equipment failure and a growing genuine concern about our overdependence on machines to do the thinking for us. And those disadvantages naturally lead us right into Section 4, navigating industry challenges. Deploying these tools on a global scale isn't just about inventing them, it's a matter of overcoming some massive macro-level hurdles. Just look at the key hurdles facing the industry today. High development costs can make new treatments completely unaffordable for a lot of people. Then you have massive data privacy and cybersecurity concerns. Your health data is your most private information. There are deep ethical concerns, not to mention the logistical nightmare of regular equipment maintenance and the continuous training required for medical staff. But perhaps the most severe hurdle is the tension between innovation and access. There is a glaring, unequal access to these life-saving technologies in developing countries and rural areas. Overcoming these complex challenges requires serious human ingenuity. It's not just about the tech itself, it's about the people building and securing it. This whole ecosystem is supported by incredibly diverse career opportunities. You've got biomedical engineers designing the devices, healthcare IT specialists locking down our data from hackers, medical technologists running the labs, clinical research scientists pushing the boundaries of what's possible, alongside surgical technologists in the operating room. They are the true drivers behind these solutions. Which brings us to our final chapter, Section 5, The Future of Healthcare. The source material outlines some cutting-edge innovations that are actively reshaping the future of human life, and frankly, it is absolutely thrilling. Let's do a quick rapid-fire overview of tomorrow's innovations. We're looking at AI-assisted diagnosis within fully integrated smart hospitals. We've got 3D printing of custom prosthetics and implants tailored exactly to your body, wearable and even implantable devices monitoring your vitals in real time. We're even talking about advanced gene editing, treatments designed exclusively for your specific DNA. Add in nanotechnology and virtual reality being used to safely train the next generation of surgeons, and you can see why the future is just incredibly bright. To summarize the ultimate conclusion from our source text, despite the hurdles, the cyber risks, and the high costs, this technological ecosystem is absolutely essential to modern health outcomes. As the tools continue to advance, medical care is undeniably becoming safer, faster, more accurate, and ultimately more accessible to people all around the world. As you reflect on everything we've covered in this explainer today, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. As our hospitals get smarter and as we rely more on algorithms and robots, how do we ensure the human element of healthcare, the empathy, the bedside manner, that vital human intuition isn't left behind? It's a question of machine dependence that we're all going to have to navigate together. Thank you so much for joining me, for staying focused, and for learning. Keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.